Hey everybody, Joe here. I'm back again. It's the start of a brand new month, and in fact, a brand new year as well. Happy New Year. It's time for some pickups. What I get in the month of December? Let me show you. Before I get into the pickups, you'll notice that this is a little late. I am not putting this up on Wednesday. I am putting this up on Sunday. Moving forward, I am going to be doing all my uploads on Sundays. It'll just be easier that way. Easier for you guys finding my videos because, hey, Sunday must be a new Joe video. Otherwise, easier for me. I have more time to make stuff. All right, kicking things off, I did not get any NES this time around because, well, just didn't see any that I really wanted. But I did get a pretty nice helping of Nintendo 64. You see a little stack right here, and I'll be showing you that very shortly. But I'm going to kick things off with, got myself a Jungle Green controller. Stick is pretty tight on this, not bad. And also an Ice Blue controller. This stick's a little wobblier. This is about as good as my first N64 stick. I never had the N64 back in the day. I got my first one about 4 years ago. Maybe closer to 5. And my first gray N64, the stick, is about this quality, or it wobbles a little bit, but it's not completely unusable. Next up, I have this nice pile of Nintendo 64 games right here on my lap right now, and it's actually made from 2 lots that I bought off the internet. Some of this is filler. I mean, we got right off the bat Triple Play 64. But then there's some good games, Miss Pac-Man, Maze Madness, Midway Arcade Greatest Hits, Brunswick Circuit Pro Bowling. I collect the bowling games, as you know, and International Superstar Soccer 64, Gauntlet Legends, and Clay Fighter 63 1/3. And then wrapping up this lot, we've got Armorines, Pokemon Stadium, Excitebike 64, and Paperboy. All in all, not a bad lot, and I actually picked them up fairly cheap. Nintendo 64 is one of those systems, I think, now that, like, the generations of people getting into retro have shifted a little bit, and people want the 5th gen more than the 3rd or 4th. So you're going to see them climb a little bit, I feel. You're not going to really see the prices drop on 16 and 8-bit games, but they're going to level out some. In fact, they already have in many cases. Next up, I'm going to show you 2 PS2 games that I picked up this month. We've got Taito Legends and Taito Legends 2. There are some pretty cool games on these. Space Invaders, Jungle Hunt, Bubble Bobble, Operation Wolf, Elevator Action. That's just like reading right off the top of the back here on this one. And then Legends 2, reading right off, we've got like Darius Gaiden, Elevator Action Returns, Legend of Kage. I think it's Kage or Kage, however you say it. Puzzle Babble 2. Some pretty good games. Let's just leave it at that. Also, I've had the worst luck with controllers for the PS2. Don't know how or why, but they've just been lousy. So I looked into some things, and this is something that I think might help me out here. This is the Brook Super Converter. You may have heard about this. I've known about this for a little while, but I've been dying to check it out. This is an adapter that makes it so you can use a PS4 or a PS3 controller with your PS1 or PS2 or even PC. Next up, let's segue into some PlayStation 4 games. We've got Ghostbusters. Let me set this up. These 2 games are birthday/Christmas presents from my best friend. Her 4-year-old son loves Ghostbusters just as much as I do. That's probably my fault. And he's been playing the hell out of this game. Seriously. So they got me this, and I'll be playing it too, and I'll be playing it with him. I actually already have this on the Xbox One, but I've never taken the cellophane off this. I just never got around to playing it. But I've been playing it on the PS4, and it is a not bad little twin-stick shooter. There's better out there, of course, but this is still kind of neat. And next up is God of War. I've been really looking forward to playing this. Still haven't You see the cellophane's still on there, but I will sooner rather than later. Let's jump back to some PlayStation 1. We've got Alundra. I've been really wanting to check this out. This is kind of Zelda-ish, so I hear. And I got this for surprisingly cheap. I mean, the only thing it's got in the case is the game. It's a 2-disc case. That's because it came with a big old manual and a map, which I do not have. I just have the game and the box. But still, it looks good on the shelf, and I could probably look up the map and all that stuff on the internet. And lastly, let's look at some Switch games. I got a Switch, well, shortly after launch, and I don't have a hell of a lot of games for it. And I added 3 this month. That's the most I've bought in 1 month for the Switch. 2 of these were pre-orders, believe it or not. Katamari Damacy Reroll and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Those, of course, were all pre-orders. I've never played a Katamari game, so this is very cool. I've already got that theme song stuck in my head, though, I gotta say. And the last one, I got a gift card, and among other things I used it on was a copy of Shaq Fu. I'm a sucker for a beat 'em up, and I figured, what the hell, this could be something fun for a video in the near future. Next thing I'm showing you is I got one of those PlayStation Classics. I did a video before these things came out when it was first announced saying, you know, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Well, I was curious to see what was going to happen with it until they announced the games, and then I pretty much lost interest completely. But then they reduced the price on it, and I regained interest, especially since it was hacked within like 3 days of its release. So I'm going to mess with this probably, especially since I got it so cheap. Either that or I might just keep it sealed as a curiosity. I don't know. I mean, after all, I do have the Super Nintendo Classic, and I could always hack that and mess with that. I hear that thing runs PS1 games better than this does. That's hard to believe, but yeah. All in all, though, still look good on a shelf, if nothing else. Another Christmas present was an Atari Flashback 9. I'm planning on doing a video involving this. This actually strikes me as something that I'm going to probably enjoy checking out, to be honest with you, believe it or not. I've already heard some cool things that have been done with this from the folks over at Atari Age, but I'm not going to get into that here. And there's some great selections of games on this. I don't think I need to go into that because you may already know about these things. Once again, they did throw some of their little homebrew sequels on here, like Adventure 2 and whatnot. Was that a real game? I know, like, Return to Haunted House was not, and I don't think that's actually on here. Well, they threw a lot of cool stuff on this, and this is definitely going to get a video in the near future, probably more than one. And lastly, I mentioned my last video, I shot it with my new phone. This video also being shot with the new phone, and that new phone is an iPhone XR. Just picked that up. I actually changed providers. In the long run, I'll be saving a ton of money, so that'll be a very good thing for me. And so far, had it for a month, and I am pretty damn happy with the iPhone XR and my new phone provider, which I'm not going to talk about them. They're something totally, you know, why bore you with those details? Anyway, there's the pickups from the month of December. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.